Shadows of the Oborozuki, the Covenant of Stealth. Chapter 17, Return of the Shadow Master.
Me and my master traveled into the key mountains of Kumano. There at the Kumano Shrine we found Kongo, Hero Funatoki Higashi.
The last sounds of the chiming bell faded into the distance of dayspring. Local deities were summoned as dawn prayers were offered to the sun goddess of the east. Master Garuda, said Kansuke, kneeling by Kuno's chamber. The shoji screen slid open and the room was dim, incense smoke with the scent of cedar swirled from within, revealing a tall obscured figure. "What seems to be the matter, Kansuke-san?" Kuno Garuda asked. "I need to talk to you about my friend Kongo of the Yagyu Shingan Ryu. He works at Kumano Shrine, and I think he may be able to join us." "Join us, you say? How so?" "I knew him very well from childhood, right through to my teenage years, my lord." "You said he is a Yagyu Shingan Ryu, is that right?" "That's correct, my lord." "Then how did you, a Koga Shinobi, associate with a Yagyu Shingan samurai, might I ask?" "We go way back, my lord. Kongo has never let me down, sir." Interesting indeed. I understand this Kongo you speak of can be found at Kumano Shrine." "That's correct, my lord. Kongo is a bodyguard there." Kuno glared at Kansuke, one eye half closed. "Kansuke, all of you but Furanaku must stay here in Katsushoji. However, Furanaku and I shall go and retrieve this Kongo ourselves, understood?" "Master, perhaps it is better that I accompany the both of you to Kumano, considering I know Kongo?" "He is a..." "Enough, Kansuke," exclaimed Kuno Garuda. "You must trust that my decision is the wisest. It is important that the rest of you remain within the monastery. Do you understand me, Kansuke?" "Yes, master, although I would like to make the journey, I cannot question your authority." Kansuke bowed his head. "Now Kansuke, what I need from you is Kongo's description." "Well, he is about 6 feet tall, large in stature, very large. He has scruffy hair. Nearly every time I have seen him, he wears this white headband." "I see. Can you tell me of his weapon skills?" "Oh, that's right. How could I forget, he specializes in the bow staff. In recent years I believe he has become very efficient in using the jingama sickle with a chain attached." "That is good enough. I take my leave upon the morrow. You are to inform Furanaku to come and see me right away, then you may return to your quarters to join the others." "Furanaku, you have done well amongst your brothers, fulfilled every duty with swiftness." Kuno spoke proudly to Furanaku, who had met him within his personal quarters as commanded. Seated in front of his mentor in the candlelight, smoke of fine cedar incense swirled around the room. Furanaku listened as his master spoke kindly words of praise about him, along with encouragement, entrusting Furanaku with secret magical keys of the Onmuji and the highest form of Shindo, such sacred knowledge and divine wisdom he called Relumination. "You have been a rock unto your brothers in times of doubt. You are my best pupil." "Thank you, master, but your words are too kind. This clan means everything to me." Kuno Garuda unrolled a fine material scroll painted with the image of Marashitan. "Create power in the physical from connection to Obi-Ichi by way of the golden path and the magic that flows through all things in the earth and in the cosmos." Garuda told Furanaku to seal the deal by signing his name followed by his thumbprint of authenticity in the traditional shinobi manner. Kuno passed the black ink jar with a fine black ink brush to Furanaku, which he gracefully took without hesitation. Carefully, and in one flowing motion of the hand, painted his name upon the magical parchment. After Furanaku had done this, he then slightly unsheathed his tanto, allowing enough of an opening to press his thumb over the sharpness of the exposed part of the blade. This was followed by stamping his thumbprint on the appropriate section near his signature on the scroll of the Covenant of Stealth with his blood. "Now that I can trust you enough to inherit this connection, this Enso, and this one come to be defined as Obi-Ichi, there is much more I wish to discuss with you." What I am about to tell you here tonight does not leave this room. Understand me, Furanaku, exclaimed Lord Kuno. Yes, Sensei. Of course, Sensei. Furanaku bowed twice in rapid succession. You must understand that the place in which we are about to embark upon is of great significance to my clan. And this clan, which is one, yet separate, there is much history there in the Key Mountains. I do wish you, Furanaku, to be well suited for this event and wear your finest garments. When we get to Kumano, there shall be things that may come to pass. I cannot reveal them to you right now, although you need not worry, as these things are not bad things. I ask that you limit your questions about what you see in Kumano. If I feel anything to be necessary for you to know, I shall tell you myself. I want you bathed and in your finest garb by the morning. Now retire for the night, press your clothes nicely and get plenty of sleep. We move out tomorrow. The kimono was dark green, with white cross-laced openings teasing around the upper sleeves nearer to the shoulders, and a white silken undergarment was worn beneath it. A black short-sleeve fishnet top was worn underneath the undergarment. On his feet he wore white leather tabi with new brown leather sandals given to him by Kuno Garuda. The sandals sparked the memory of his first meeting with Garuda within the cemetery of Osaka. Over his kimono he wore dark green hakama which, from the knees down, fading into a lighter, almost white green. A dark green overgarment with the same fading effect was also worn. The Higoshi family crest was printed behind at the center, a circle with 8 dots around it, connected to it. He wore his hair high with pride with his magic cowl comb resting comfortably within, stylish side locks further enhanced his attractiveness. He tied his braided Higoshi shoulder straps of green and white to his robes. Furanaku was complete. Your clothes are impressive, I like the outfit very much. One thing I have to ask you is about your crest. What intrigues you about it, Sensei? It is interesting because I recognize it. You wear the Intenkyo, am I correct? Yes, my ancestor Zutsushiro Takeno mastered the art of Intenkyo no Jutsu. He then made it our family's most prized treasure. Takeno, you say? Your last name is Higoshi, no? The name Higoshi was adopted as a substitute name for the Takeno who became benefactors of Azuma Ryu in Owari, with my father Naza Takeno Higoshi being first to use the name. Very intriguing, Furanaku. It was good of you to share that with me. You should be honored. I would very much like to introduce you to my cousin Ayanagi. That would be a great honor, master, but I don't think I'm that worthy, replied Furanaku, looking downward as he blushed. It is my gift to you. Yet I must warn you that no one man has ever been able to win her heart, especially not a male. You mean to say that she's... Furanaku cut in. Ah, but you are not a normal male, you are Wakashu, ne? Ayanagi is one of the most skilled kunoichis of our clan. You would have to show her that you are capable of protecting her. She sounds like a real handful, master, seems a lot to have to deal with, replied Furanaku in jest. She is indeed, replied Kuno with a smirk. Well, is she beautiful, Sensei? Furanaku asked curiously. Of course. Does that really matter? Exclaimed Kuno. Excuse my manner, sir, I was just curious. Furanaku was apologetic. Do not concern yourself over it. You must come to know that if she realizes you are attracted to her, and you act accordingly, you shall never, and I mean ever, win her over. It was dawn, and Venus shone brightly as the sun rose over the pine forests of Kumano. The cool winds blew through the willows, as the scent of sweet pine filled the air to soothe both master and pupil who rode a tiresome journey. The local Cheshire cats roamed this ancient forest of primordial wonders, and spirits of Tengu lingered there to what was even their ancient history. Furanaku felt aloof. He couldn't help thinking of what his master had said earlier about his fiery cousin Ayanagi. The thought seemed to intrigue him, yet a sense of nervousness overtook his warrior soul. Was she beautiful? What if she didn't absolve him? It had been some time since he had thought of women, They had been too much of a distraction in his younger years, but the thought of settling down sounded soothing. Furanaku had been a bachelor and neglected of women for far too long. Master and pupil mounted their steeds by a stone stairway, much too high for a horse to climb. The ancient stone steps held hundreds of stone tablets dedicated to various saints of the key mountains, those who once left their mark, whose spirit still lingered within. The old steps led them beyond a red torii gate and across the pathway that brought them to a certain shrine of ancient legend. Kumano. A fierce-looking temple guard with a white headband, large in stature, stood by a torii gate. He was dressed in a black-hued samurai uniform with white shoulder straps. With a chain and sickle thrust through his sash, he met Kongo's description. The guardsman held a large wooden bow staff as he stared around himself ever so cautiously. "Why have you come to Kumano Shrine?" spoke the loud, ferocious voice of the guardsman. "State your business or I cannot let you pass." "I am Kuno Garuda, this is my disciple Furanaku. We have come to meet you on behalf of Kansuke Kunitoki of Koga." "Kansuke-san, eh? What seems to be the problem?" asked the giant of the forest. "Oh, there is no problem. We have come to ask you to join my clan. Kansuke has recently joined me and it was he who asked me to request that you join us. Your skills would be of good use." "Huh? Is this some kind of joke?" the giant said in a mocking manner. "I don't know you from a bar of soap and you come over here offering me a position in your ranks. I am paid far too well for guarding this gate. If you cannot guarantee a better offer, then your request is denied. Would this perhaps change your mind?" Droplets of gold coins fell to the stone floor by the large feet of the forest giant. "I offer you this and a quarter more Rio of what you already earn." "Well then, in that case I guess the answer is yes." With a surprised expression, Kongo was satisfied with the offer. "You must promise me one thing, Kongo-san. You must promise to obey me without question. If Kansuke was not involved, then I may have denied your request, Sir Garuda, so consider yourself fortunate to have the might of Kongo in your ranks. If Kansuke swore to you, then I too promise to obey." "I am glad to hear it. So I see that we ought to thank Kansuke on this one." "Indeed." Kongo smiled. Kuno spoke of his deeds to Kongo with an update on Kansuke joining the team, and most importantly, the course of gathering 12 disciples. After both master and pupil spoke to Kongo and exchanged information, the scene was now set for Kongo. Kuno spoke to the Kumano Shrine's high priest to tell him of Kongo's newfound allegiance. In generously arranging for the shrine priest 1,000 koku worth in rice for having Kongo in his service, the priest was happy to relieve Kongo of his duty. Kuno had respect for Kumano Shrine. He knew it held a great mystery, a mystery so sacred it was secret. Kongo was to await a day for a new guard to be assigned to the front gate. When the day was done, he would go on horseback and journey to the secret address of the Katsushoji Temple in Osaka as directed by Kuno Garuda. There he would be united with his old friend Kansuke.
Chapter 18. The Brotherhood Connection.
Mysteriously, my master would keep watch over specific regions within Japan. He traveled every 3 to 4 weeks, as I was to remain in the village until told otherwise. Eventually, I became well known in the village, and no sooner family of the Oborozuki. I had later realized who the Oborozuki really were, and my master's true purpose. I knew why Sensei couldn't reveal the true Oborozuki to my other brothers at this time. Hiro Funatoki Higashi.
Katsushoji's strict schedule brought the disciples into the training halls for morning drills under direction from Ruji. "Ready for a match, Kongo?" he asked Ruji. "I am ready when you are, Ruji-san. Are you ready?" Ruji raised his chin toward the giant, his lips firmly pressed. The spark in his sinister dark blue eyes spoke of eagerness to win. Armed with his naginata, Kongo armed with his bow staff. The two warriors clashed staves and marked the beginning of survival for the fittest, and after a fairly lengthy match, the bout ended with a tie. Kongo barely escaped Ruji's grasp by outsmarting him with his own Jingama sickle and chain. The disciples, exited over the match, clapped their hands in unison for the good effort on behalf of Ryuji and Kongo. Kongo-san, I Mondo Masamune will challenge you to a duel in traditional wrestling. I Kongo Seijuro Inaba will accept your challenge, Mondo-san. Enthusiasm filled Kongo's heart. He felt it would be fun to wrestle a man closer to his own stature. Good, let us go outside by the bonsai tree, requested Mondo. The wrestle was on. They wrestled long and hard like two mountain onis locked in mortal combat. The earth was shaken by the large stomping feet of these two great men, and dust from the sand in the garden covered their bodies, leaving dust floating the air. Securing Mondo by his jacket, Kongo slammed him onto his back, yet Mondo was quick to counter it with a falling leg throw, and as Kongo tumbled over Mondo's body, he crashed through the wooden sign post in the garden. Quick to stand himself upright, Kongo shook his head and charged toward his opponent. As Mondo evaded Kongo's tackle, Kongo grabbed his opponent from behind and threw him over his shoulder onto the sand. Spitting sand from his mouth, Mondo was seized by a leg lock. The match was forfeited due to a tap out. Placing out his hand to Mondo, Kongo helped his newly found brother from the ground. Thank you. Nice work, Kongo. You are the first person who has ever beaten me in a wrestle. I congratulate you. No need, I think we were equally matched. I was just lucky. Kongo-san, you are far too humble. I look forward to the rematch. I too look forward to it, Mondo-san. As the day went on, the disciples performed their usual duties in training, prayer, meditation, and magic. Kongo was quick to feel at home with his new family and surroundings. As the day faded into night and the sun retired, lending her throne to her husband the moon, the evening was celebrated with a newcomer's welcome party at the local Tengui Timuji Inn. Amongst the drinking, gambling, and bickering, the usual gossip took place. The disciples mingled with the guests, drank and played games with the locals. Foolishly and without Ryuji's knowledge, Kongo felt the desire to take his chances in a mafia betting match. To everyone's surprise, Kongo was a master of the dice. This easily brought annoyance to some of the local mafia who stormed out the tavern angrily for their losses, yet one group remained and dared not submit to this stranger. No one ever beats Ayakazashi's men and gets away with it, stated the mafia team leader. Now boys, let's not kick up a fuss. You lost, so don't be a sore loser, said Kongo with a grin, a part of Kongo's personality that the disciples, save Kansuki, had not yet known. You dare insult Ayakazashi? I am not from here and I don't know you or your boss. Personally, I don't give a shit. I just played a game and won fair and square, so go whine somewhere else. Hey, how dare you insult me, you overgrown country bumpkin? Enough, Tomo, or I will have you all removed, demanded Timuji. You won't get any trouble here, Timuji. As for you, Kongo, because you don't have a clue who you're messing with, I'm gonna let this one slip, for now, but don't expect to smile if I see you out in the streets. I am Devilfire Denzo and my father is Hayao Kazashi, the leader of Ayakazashi. We rule this town. You better learn that. Kongo was silent. Ryuji glared from a corner of the tavern where he kept a lookout for suspicious gangsters. His fingers were ever ready, resting on one of his hidden knives. Denzo rose and commanded his men to finish up and follow on after him. And that means you too, Amata. Let's move now, exclaimed Denzo to his woman, whom he treated cruelly, pulling on her sleeve. Ayakazashi's men had finally stormed out the tavern, and the other local patrons gasped in relief and continued on with their games and drinking. That son of a bitch, stated Kongo. A man who treats a woman like that should not be worthy of the sword, stated Mondo. Women are women, Ryuji stated. The disciples looked at each other in disappointment towards Ryuji's words and desired to say nothing further on the subject. Tengui and Timuji had apologized to Kongo for Ayakazashi's behavior, for it was because of Kongo that the disciples gathered at the inn that night. The disciples held a discussion about Ayakazashi with the barkeeps, only to find out suspicious information as far as the organization Ayakazashi is concerned, for they served a leader whom no one seemed to know much about, only that apparently Hayao had plans to overthrow the entire country. Leaving the inn, the disciples made way back to Katsushoji to discuss further plans in exploiting the Ayakazashi to the authorities and questioning Hayao Kazashi himself, for if the authorities decided to do nothing, Ryuji planned to take matters into his own hands. Back at Katsushoji by an open outdoor fire, Ryuji held a midnight meeting to discuss current circumstances. "Do you think Ayakazashi have anything to do with Nozimi?" asked Narataki. "Who knows? Nozimi could be anywhere and anything at any time, and we wouldn't even know it," stated Kansuki. "Who is this Nozimi you speak of?" asked Kongo in curiosity. "An ancient organization bent on ruling Japan through recruiting mafia in every province, and eventually even daimyo themselves until people will have no choice but to submit to the might and rule of this evil crime syndicate." "I see. Such slime must be wiped clean from the face of Japan without hesitation," Kongo stated as he slammed his fist into the ground. "Ryuji-san, I want to move out on Ayakazashi's men sometime in the next couple of days to check them out," eagerly asked Kansuki, his head lowered to Ryuji. "I have to admit, I don't like that Denzo," stated Ryuji. "I couldn't care less how he treats his woman, but I can't stand his attitude." "Or perhaps there is not enough room for the two of you," said Mondo with a grin. "You really got the nerve. I should stick you where you sit, or better yet, cut off your tongue. Why is there always a ridiculous quarrel with the two of you? We are brothers." "Has Furanaku-senpai not reminded us many times over?" said Narataki. "Yeah, well, where the hell is he? You know duty comes first, and I am sure he and Kuno-sama have good reasons for being away," stated Narataki. "I would like to look into this Denzo character and Ayakazashi myself. As most of you probably already know, I was a shinobi no mono in Yoshinoyama for many years, and a spy within my homeland of Gorka, but we cannot act without Kuno's consent. I will join you, for we act not alone." "Anyone else?" demanded Ryuji. "Ah, here we go," said Tatsumi. "Bah." "I agree," said Yukisha, hitting the bottom of her Kamayari on the dirt with enthusiasm. "I don't know, I don't want to get myself killed messing with mafia boys," replied Mikato. "Ah, come on, Mikato, we have fought and killed both shinobi and samurai far greater than these local vermin," Ryuji stated. "What are a bunch of mafia scumbags going to amount to? Ayakazashi's men are ruthless, they're maniacs, Ryuji-san, not ordinary mafia." Mikato shouted. "We're not exactly kittens now, are we? Ha ha," said Ryuji with a sadistic grin. You're right. Look, Furanaku is not going to have a problem with this, I'm sure most of us here would agree." The disciples gaze at one another, and eventually the vote to exploit Ayakazashi is in favor of the minority. Mikato was still somewhat hesitant, but agreed nevertheless. "Okay, now that this is all clear, what I'm going to do is send Kuno-sama a message by using the temple sparrowhawk." "Then what do we do in the meantime?" asked Mikato. "We wait."